So now we have another ring idea for you, and this is about bringing glamour into your home. I love this idea.
Yes, I just thought it'd be fun to do a home decor project because, you know, we love bling in all areas of our lives.
That's right.
So,
you can bring some style to your dinner table.
That's right. And to make these, the easiest thing that you can do is just buy
a short piece of
a
PVC
short
pipe
piece,
here.
A PVC pipe. It's 1.5 inches wide in diameter. And then I'm working with a 22 gauge wire. So a little bit stronger wire because you want the base of your napkin ring to be a little sturdier.
But it's still really easy to work with.
Oh
too.
my gosh, it's so easy to work with. So first thing I'm going to do, Katie, is I'm going to cut I'm going to use my arm to kind of measure this, but I'm going to cut about 40 inches of wire.
Okay.
And then I'm going to find my center point of my wire and place that on our PVC tube here. I'm going to wrap this wire around 6 times, so 3 times with one side and then 3 times with the other side.
Okay, just to reinforce it, and
Right.
it also gives it a nice look when it's done. Looks
Exactly.
kind of twisted.
And you want to just kind of keep your wire together as much as you can.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got our wraps made. We still have those tails that we're going to use to kind of embellish the top of it. So I'm going to slide that off. You want to kind of keep this intact as much as you can. And if you want, you can kind of twist it together at the top just to kind of lock your wires. I'm going to take one end and I'm going to wrap it around the diameter, just kind of loosely.
So you're just securing everything together.
Just securing those wires together.
I like the idea of mixing sort of, I mean, you have all these organic looking shapes of beads, and you also kind of have that going on with your napkin ring too. So
Absolutely.
It's reinforcing that. But, you know, anytime you add Swarovski, it's making it chic.
Well, and I love, you know, a juxtaposition of you've got the shiny wire, you've got the crystals, and then you add the organic feel with the napkins. And I just think it, you know, really creates for a beautiful look on a table as well. And there's really no rhyme or reason. You can have it, have the crystals kind of fall wherever you want them to. Just very fun. Once again, we'll use that organic term because I just love it when things just kind of have a tendency to fall into place.
So you sort of fold the wire down, and it's similar to making a beaded flower where
Right.
you put the bead on and then fold it.
Exactly. And you can use, you know, fun components, like I've got this fun little triangle. It doesn't have to be, you know, really a bead specifically.
Yeah. Now, when you're making something like this, do you plan it out ahead of time, or is it sort of as you're working, then you grab different shapes and bring them in?
As I'm working, I'm just grabbing different shapes. And that's actually what makes it fun because then each napkin ring or each, you know, time, you know, or say if you're even working on a bangle, it's going to come out different every single time.
Well, and I really love that you're using the colored wire with the copper-colored
Yes.
beads too. That looks so pretty together.
Well, thank you.
So you could use it to reinforce the color, or you could contrast.
Right, right, exactly. So I'm going to put that little guy on top there. And then my ends, I'm just literally going to wrap them around to the side of my beads and just wrap them until I am finished with my wire.
Okay, so you just coil it around the whole
Just
base.
coiling it, absolutely. Just really simple. And there again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be just kind of a little messy, even if, I know that's kind of a silly term to use, but you know, a little more organic feel. And then I'm just going to take my bent nose pliers and just kind of work those ends into that
just
base.
so that your ends are secure.
Right.
Well, that is super easy. You could whip a bunch of these up.
Oh, absolutely.
Now,
And
what
isn't that
about if you
fun?
wanted to use a single bead?
Well, if you wanted to use a single bead, what we can do, we go ahead and cut my wire here and we'll get started. You can actually just feed that single bead onto the top, and you might, especially when we're working with this large of a bead, you actually could just go through it a couple of times to reinforce that bead onto that wire.
Oh, okay. So rather than wrap it on after you're done?
Right, right. We can just, we'll do this real quickly here. So you can just feed that bead through one side of your wire and then maybe bring the other wire through it just to secure it, and then wrap your ends, and that's kind of instant glamour.
Yeah.
And don't you love
Even
this
faster.
big mamma jamma bead too?
beautiful.
I mean, can you imagine that just sitting on top of, of this napkin
we
ring?
have time, so let's see you add it.
And that's what's fun, is just how fast this works.
Definitely. Well, and this would make a fun girlfriends' night out too.
Oh my gosh,
Get
it
your
would be.
girlfriends together and whip up some holiday decorations.
Definitely. So there we've got, we'll just sit that guy right on top. Gonna wrap on this side.
Nice.
And then we'll feed it through.
For extra security there.
For extra security.
And you
so
could
in
add
case-
other little beads or something on the side if you wanted to.
Oh yeah,
or
you could.
charms.
In case your dinner party gets wild or anything, you've got that bead secure on there.
There you go. You could use that same technique to make some really cute little earrings too. That would make a great dangle.
You could. I mean, think about how many different projects you could use doing this. So, okay, so we've got that wire secure on there. I'm just going to cut the other side.
All right,
secure
so a
that
couple
down.
of options there.
Ooh, it's like a
Nice.
It's like a wedding ring.
It
napkin
does
ring.
look like a giant engagement ring. Hey, you know, that would be perfect for wedding showers, wouldn't it? That would be great.
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. How much fun would that be?
Yeah, you can whip up a bunch of these for the next wedding shower. Your table's going to look beautiful.
There you go.
Bring
Oh,
your style
great.
right to the table, Laura. I love it.